Hi everyone, I'm Rich Noonan for Best of the Best Television. Today, the first response story. Best of the Best travels all over America in search of our nation's best businesses, and we have found one of them today in Indiana. Congratulations to the great team at First Response Disaster Restoration and its owner, the Sergio Corporation, for being recognized by Best of the Best Television and for delivering superior customer service for people who really need it.
The wall is reading wet here and further down here, but it's dry over here.
If you spend some time watching a first response crew clean up from a flood in a home or meticulously clean someone's belongings to get that terrible smoke smell out of them, you begin to see why first response is the first team so many people call in this part of America when something bad happens. First Response President Al Scott had been at First Response for 23 years when we met him. He is very proud of the team here. And though the walls at First Response headquarters in South Bend, Indiana are filled with awards and certifications, Al says this business is really much more about helping people than anything else.
Having your home destroyed or encumbered in some way can be a very traumatic and emotional experience, and we pride ourselves of coming in and trying to give a sense of calmness to what needs to be done in order to help them get back to normal as quick as possible.
At Best of the Best Television, we begin our research on any company in America the way that most consumers would. We take a close look at the company's website and we read every review that we can find on the internet about that company. The reviews on First Response are fantastic. This company has a reputation for working quickly and delivering gold standard quality work to help clients get back on their feet after a big problem. You name it, First Response has handled it many times. Fires, smoke from fires, floods, storm damage, mold. The list is long. First Response has been there 24/7.
And we had flood from the second story down into the basement, all the way through the entire house. So we're going to set up some drying equipment in there and try and get a nice vortex of air movement in order to get the water into the air as vapor.
The First Response team constantly monitors Michiana. First Response is locally owned and always has been. Often that means that the First Response team members are helping lifelong friends or neighbors recover from a disaster. The First Response team has also responded to many of the nation's worst disasters, from Hurricane Katrina to Hurricane Sandy and terrible flooding in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and many, many others. The First Response team has been there, helping people and businesses get back on their feet. First Response does a lot of commercial work. In fact, businesses big and small need to get up and running very quickly after some sort of a disaster, and they have consistently relied on First Response. Another thing that Best of the Best Television usually finds with top companies is that they have their team's photos right there on the website. It's a real telling sign for us. First Response and its owners, Tony and Joe Sergio and Al Scott, clearly value their people. You don't put photos and bios on your website if people are leaving your company all the time. First Response does not have that problem. People who work here like it, and that translates to great customer service and experience because people stay. First Response is preferred by many major insurance companies because those companies know that when the First Response team is on a job, it will do everything possible to save the property and save everyone involved in a disaster lots of heartache and money. First Response has 2 large buildings in South Bend. In one of them, clients' belongings are cleaned by hand. Personal possessions, such as fishing rods or Christmas dishes, things that really mean something to the victims of a fire or flood or some other disaster. In another room, there are huge crates in which clients' things are stored, safe and secure, until the owners get back on their feet. First Response is a people business.
It feels real good. I feel like I'm doing God's service work.
Very proud of our people. We take a lot of pride in this business of helping people through difficult situations. And our people understand that responsibility and don't take it lightly as they're dealing with our customers.
Finally, at Best of the Best Television, we value companies that give back. They are invested in their community. First Response gives back in many ways, including helping a family in need on ABC's Extreme Makeover program. We saw it, we loved it.
First response disaster restoration, the best of the best? You bet. For Best of the Best Television, I'm Rich Noonan. We'll see you next time.
What do I do now? First response, restore your world. 574-288-0500. First response, restoring your world. Your first response when disaster strikes.